Okay guys, today we are doing some baking. We're going to be making some fresh banana bread. So, if you ever had some bananas that you really need to get rid of and they're going bad, don't feel like you gotta throw them away. You can always just take them and make some banana bread out of them. So, first, we're gonna take some bananas that look pretty bad, pretty old, and we're going to peel the bananas and get them into a bowl. Woo. Almost got away from me. So you're gonna need 3 bananas for this. So you just take those bananas, get them in this bowl. That way we're going to get them all smashed and mashed. My preference is to not have like chunky bananas in the bread. I like to just have that flavor, not necessarily have the bulk of that banana, that texture. I don't want to have the texture of chunks. I'd rather have it mashed. I'm going to mash this down. I'm gonna mash until you get it all down. So like the consistency of mashed potatoes, basically. This recipe is definitely for those that love bananas and love bread. I've even had somebody taste this that didn't like bananas and enjoyed it because it doesn't have an overpowering flavor of the banana. So this is what it should look like. And then what we're going to do is add in some fresh squeezed lemon juice. I actually did a half of a lemon. And of course, I'll list all of the measurements and the ingredients in the description box for you. So we're going to just take that and set it to the side, okay? Next, we're going to get another bowl and we're going to add in our dry ingredients. I have some all-purpose flour. I have some cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and a little bit of salt. Pour that all in there. And we're gonna whisk it together. But first, let me get my whisk. So you're gonna take all those ingredients and get them combined. This recipe, to me, is pretty simple. I always say things are simple, but it really is. It's really just throwing things in a bowl or a pot. As long as you can follow the measurements and follow the ingredients, you'll be fine. So once you get that all combined, then you set that to the side. So it calls for a stick of butter, right? So my butter is still cold. So I'm going to soften it a little bit, which is it's a little soft because I had it sitting out. But I'm going to soften it a little bit more and then combine my butter and my sugar together. I'll be right back. Okay, I just popped that butter in the microwave for a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, and it softened it for me. And then I'm going to add in my white sugar and my brown sugar. Another thing I wanted to do with this recipe is make something that you don't have to use a hand mixer with. So with this particular recipe, you could use a mixer and it'll make it a little bit easier, but it's not mandatory for you to have a mixer. So I wanted to use this in order to show you that you don't have to have a mixer to be a baker, right? You pull this recipe out, I'm telling you, you'll have people thinking you know something. What you do? So we're gonna take our ingredients and we're gonna get them all combined together, right? Very well. You're gonna stir, stir, stir until you get it all combined. And this is what it should look like. Again, we only use a spoon, softened butter, brown sugar, and white sugar. Once you got that all combined together, then you're going to add your eggs. And I didn't crack my eggs. Give me 1 second. Let me crack my eggs. Okay, I have 2 eggs. I'm going to just beat those up. And then at this point, it's just a matter of adding your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients, right? So I have my bananas here. I'm going to add my eggs. Get those combined. I'm going to add in my vanilla. Give that a stir, and then I have some buttermilk here. After that, I'm then going to take my sugar butter mixture and add that over into my eggs. We're over halfway done. Just that quick, guys. I'm gonna get this all combined in there. Whatever you do, you want to get all of your vigorous stirring and mixing out before you put your ingredients into your flour, because you don't want your flour to be, or you don't want your bread to be stiff and dry. So this prevents that, okay? So we're gonna take our now wet mixture and mix it in with our dry mixture. Boom. And I'll use my, and we're just gonna kind of fold, stir, and fold until all that flour has basically disappeared into the wet mixture. Definitely want to make sure you get to the bottom, because it'll fool you thinking you got it combined just on the top. Ooh, it smells so good. After this, guys, that's pretty much it. Once you get that flour combined, you are done. You have officially made bread. Aren't you excited? I know I was excited the first time I made it. I was like, okay, you know, I thought I did something. Like, you can't tell me nothing if I bake me some bread. How many of y'all are like that? Like, if you do something, you accomplish something, you feel like, oh, you're a professional now. You're a professional. You can start selling this thing. So once you get it all combined, it should look like this. Okay? Once you have that done, you set that to the side. You're going to grab your loaf pan. What I use is Baker's Joy. So I'm going to take that Baker's Joy, coat the pan. Made a mess, got it on my hand, but long as the pan is coated, coat the pan really well. And then we're going to add our mixture to the pot. Okay, we have all of our mixture in the pot. I'm gonna give it a little shake, little tap just to get the air out of it. And what I do, a lot of people add nuts to the top of theirs. I like to add brown sugar to give it that just extra little sweetness, that kind of caramel glaze on top. So I go in and sprinkle brown sugar on top of mine. This is optional, you don't have to do that, but I notice it just makes it just that much better. And you can do as much or as less as you like. You know, I tend to go a little extra sometimes. Boom. And that's it. We're gonna bake this in a preheated oven at 300, that's heated at 325 degrees for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. And I'll be back to show you the finished results. And this is it, guys. I just got the bread out of the oven. I baked it for 1 hour on 325 degrees. And we are going to cut into it so you can see what it looked like. Oh my God, do y'all see that? Let me show you a little closer.